What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have even more details and updates to share with you guys on the Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool transfer deal. So stay tuned, because in this video I will share with you guys all the latest information about this blockbuster transfer that looks like could be Liverpool's and Jurgen Klopp's biggest transfer move in the summer. So if you enjoy these transfer updates, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news. So Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the #1 man at Bayern Munich, the chief executive, said to the Bild newspaper that Bayern Munich will sell Thiago Alcantara in the summer. They wanted to extend his contract, but Thiago Alcantara wants to leave Bayern, and they will not let him go on a free transfer next summer, so they will sell him this summer. This is what he said. Thiago is a great guy on and off the pitch. We negotiated with him, we met all of his wishes, but Thiago Alcantara wants to leave Bayern Munich. It looks like he may want to do something new at the end of his career. We don't want to lose a player for free next year. I say that very clearly. Thiago will not leave on a free transfer next year from Bayern Munich, so they will definitely sell him this summer because he didn't sign a new contract. He wants to leave, and I guess it's understandable. He won 7 Bundesliga titles in a row and he wants to experience a new challenge. This could be the final time that he could get a really big contract at a big club. He's only 29 years old, so yeah, he is at the peak of his career. Midfielders usually peak at 28, 29. I mean, look at Kevin De Bruyne. He's 29. He's at the absolute peak of his career now. And when there was a break in the Bundesliga, Thiago Alcantara has struggled with a little bit of an injury, so he only played 2 games for Bayern Munich since the Bundesliga resumed, and the Bundesliga now finished. Of course, Bayern Munich became champions once again, and they will play the German Cup final against Leverkusen tonight. So if you want to watch Thiago Alcantara, tune in to the German Cup final, because he's fit to play in that game, some part either as a starter or as a substitute, and I'm sure he wants to say goodbye to Bayern Munich with a double. Winning the league and the cup would be a great way for Thiago to say goodbye to Bayern Munich. And James Pearce, who is a very well connected Liverpool journalist, said Jurgen Klopp has previously spoke of his admiration for Thiago, and we know he's available for transfer this summer, so it's not one to completely dismiss out of hand. I'm certainly not aware of any negotiations with Bayern Munich at this stage, but this is definitely one to keep an eye on. The fact that James Pearce doesn't know about the negotiations doesn't mean a thing, because Liverpool don't go public with these things. And Fabrizio Romano, who is an Italian journalist, he's also very respectable and reliable, said that Thiago would love to join Liverpool, but no official talks have started yet, and many clubs are contacting his agent because of the situation that Thiago wants to leave Bayern Munich. And I'm sure that behind the scenes Liverpool's representatives have already talked with Thiago's representatives, so I think that once the Premier League season finished, things will start to get moving, and Liverpool will agree a fee with Bayern Munich, and we will take it from there. And what is even more interesting is that a source, an Argentine outlet, actually tweeted that Thiago Alcantara will join Liverpool next week for 35 million euros. And why this is significant is this was the outlet that first broke the news that Mario Balotelli was going to sign for Liverpool, and that came pretty much out of the blue. There were not many transfer rumors about Balotelli going to Liverpool before, so it looks like that this source is pretty reliable. And the supposed fee is about £31 million, in line with similar numbers that have been floating around and being mentioned in other reports as well. So this source, an Argentine outlet, Varsky Sports, aren't too well known outside of Spanish-speaking circles, but they were actually the first to break the Balotelli to Liverpool story in 2014. So they broke the story in August the 20th, on August the 20th, 2014, that Balotelli is joining Liverpool for 25 million euros. So it looks like that they have some inside sources on this matter. And the Spanish outlet is claiming that Liverpool will try to do the payment in like 2 or 3 installments in the next 2 or 3 years, so it doesn't cripple Liverpool financially in this financial crisis. And because fans are not allowed back in the stadiums for a while, Liverpool have to be cautious with their transfer spending. But I mean, £30 million is not a ludicrous amount of money, and Thiago's salary will be more than affordable for Liverpool because Lallana is leaving, probably Shaqiri, Dejan Lovren, maybe other players, Harry Wilson, Marco Grujic. These players could leave Liverpool and their wages will be freed up in the wage bill. So Thiago Alcantara is 29 years old. He on average scored about 5 goals a season for Bayern Munich, always playing between 30 and 40, 45 games. So he's a very reliable player, deep lying playmaker who can spread passes. He has great dribbling skills, ball control, and he can play in a more advanced attacking midfield role. He is very similar to Jorginho Wijnaldum in a sense that he is not necessarily an attacking midfielder or a defensive midfielder. He is a little bit like Xabi Alonso, but with more pace and more dribbling ability. But I think he would be a welcome, a very, very good addition for Liverpool. And as I said in yesterday's video, I think it would be a brilliant transfer. For 30 million, I think it makes a lot of sense for Liverpool to boost their midfield options. And then we could have a very, very good, strong season of defending our Premier League title next season. And Jurgen Klopp said that if not all of Liverpool's squad members get a Premier League winners medal, then he will get them a winners medal, because all the squad, every single player deserves a Premier League winners medal, no matter how many games they played. The rule is that only the players who played at least 5 Premier League games get a Premier League winners medal, which I agree is pretty much nonsense. And Jurgen Klopp said this: if people don't understand how important the whole squad is to win the championship, then I can't help them, to be honest. If you have 0 games, you should win a medal. If you are part of the squad, you should get a Premier League winners medal. That's my opinion. If you are the second goalie and you have less games, you should have a medal, because you train 5 million times over a year, and if you don't all train at the highest level, then you have no chance to win the championship, to win the league title. These boys will get a medal 100%. If I will produce it myself, 100% they can have my medal. They deserve a medal. They will get a medal. If not from the Premier League, then from me. What a class act Jurgen Klopp is. And Jurgen Klopp was also asked the very interesting question: will the Premier League youngsters will get Premier League appearances now that Liverpool have won the championship, won the title? And Jurgen Klopp said that the Premier League appearances won't be given out like Christmas presents. You have to earn them in training and with performing on the pitch in Premier League games. And this is what Jurgen Klopp said: we are champions and we now should bring in the young boys, give them a chance, let's have a look. And when we lose a game, everyone is telling us we have lost focus. We want to win football games, but to do that, the best players need to be on the pitch. If the young players are part of that, then they will be on the pitch. They are so close, they are really good, and they are our future, but they will not play now because I want to see them in the Premier League. We do not give Premier League games as Christmas presents. We cannot do that. We didn't lose a lot of games in the last 2.5 years, but we have lost, and so far we have always used that for the next games. If you think about things we didn't do well in this department, we have to show a reaction. That doesn't mean changing everything. It means being spot on in these moments. You cannot switch off. As an example, Joe Gomez was on his own in the challenge with Raheem Sterling, but he should have shouted at everybody around him. The other players maybe didn't look at him in that moment. These are the situations we have to change. Jordan Henderson could have been there. Usually Fabinho should have been there, but he pushed up. If we want to achieve something special, the only way to do that is by being 100% in that specific game, which means in all the specific situations. Do we have to lose 4-0 to learn that? I'm not sure, but it can help. It makes the point absolutely clear. And Jurgen Klopp also reflected on the reverse fixture where Aston Villa lost to Liverpool by an 87th and in a 92nd minute winner by Sadio Mane and the 87th minute equalizer by Andy Robertson. And Jurgen Klopp also said that was a special game. People will be speaking about that in 10 years, that it was one of the key moments of the season. I remember exactly how they scored the goal, our goals and other parts of the game, which doesn't always happen. It was a very important one for us. Aston Villa was not in a bad moment at that time. Since then, a lot of things changed. Can we use this game for our preparation? Not really, but in general, it was a really important game. Since then, Aston Villa changed their system twice. They played the back five, and in the last game they played the diamond, bringing Jack Grealish into his best position. We don't know how they will line up against us. Some people say rhythm is better than a break. If it was an advantage for Man City last night, it should be an advantage for us against Aston Villa. They had a week off while we played on Thursday. We have to give Aston Villa a proper fight. In possession, they make the pitch very big. They play diagonal balls, use their speed, so they are a good team. And Jurgen Klopp is right. This will not be an easy game. Jurgen Klopp was quite angry and furious in his post-match interview after the Manchester City game, and he was asked in the press conference previewing the Aston Villa game why he was like that, and he said, "I was not in a good mood after the game. I was not in a good mood when I went to bed or when I woke up the next morning, and then at Melwood I said, I'm in a really good mood." Oh, that's brilliant. Why? Because we changed things. If you lose a game, you lose a game. You never take it easy, but we have had a bit more time to think about it. The problem with post-match interviews is that you have a minute, go inside, and then you have all the interviews. This game we lost in the key moments. In these moments, Man City was better than us. We gave a penalty away. We conceded after a throw-in. We left Joe Gomez alone in a situation that no player should be alone in against Raheem Sterling. We were good apart from that, good situations, and we didn't finish them off. Was it Sadio Mane's big chance? We had more chances, but we didn't play the final pass correctly. This game we had more chances than when we won 3-1, but we gave 4 goals away. So one thing is the feeling and the one thing is the fact. Both things are important and we will use both. And that's actually true that Liverpool were very clinical at Anfield, scoring like 3 goals from like 4 chances, and maybe away at Man City where we actually lost 4-0. We had like 5-6 good chances, but we didn't score. And Man City were absolutely ruthless with their chances, but they could have even scored more goals. So I think overall Liverpool deserved to lose to Man City, but maybe not by that big of a scoreline. And Jurgen Klopp also talked about his career plans and how long he was planning to be a manager. And he said this: "I don't see me going forever as a manager like Sir Alex Ferguson, like Arsene Wenger. When I became a manager at Mainz at age 33, I thought, right, now 25 power years start. I was 7.5 years at Mainz, 7 years at Dortmund, and in 2024, when my current contract ends at Liverpool, it will be 23.5 years in management. I have no plans beyond that." But I think maybe Liverpool can extend his contract by maybe 1 more year, and him staying at Liverpool until 2025. I think maybe after that he will either retire or maybe manage the German national team for one final time before he hangs up his boots or hangs up his cap, if you like, and not be the manager. He said that he doesn't want to be a manager in his 70s and 80s. He just wants to retire, enjoy life, spend time with his family, his sons and his wife, and just chill out. Of course you would want Liverpool to have Jurgen Klopp as manager until like the end of time, but I think Jurgen Klopp deserves to decide for himself what he wants to do with his life, and he earned that by bringing that famous title back to Anfield from the Premier League, and also him winning the Champions League actually before the Premier League title is an incredible achievement. How many managers can say that? I'm not sure, but I think whatever Jurgen Klopp does after he leaves Liverpool, he will leave Liverpool as an absolute legend, one of the best managers of Liverpool's history, and certainly the best Liverpool manager in the modern era since the 90s. Hands down, Jurgen Klopp has been the absolute best manager that Liverpool has ever seen. And Chamberlain also reflected on the current situation, saying, "This is intense. There is no days off at all. There is no tolerance for levels to drop. If they do drop from time to time as a team, we are reminded that's not good enough, and that's not where we need to be to progress further. I think this sort of period now is a really good period for us. Obviously, we have achieved what we have achieved, and that's massive for us as a team. And more importantly, for the football club, after so long, for the fans to win the first league title in 30 years, it's a test of right. Now we need to go again, and we need to go to the next stage, and how far can we push this? We don't know, but we need to do everything we can to try and stay where we are now and develop again, because the league develops every single year. All teams get stronger. It's hard to keep up those levels and that consistency every year. We now need to keep pushing and pushing ourselves, playing for this manager. That's exactly what he does every day. That's what we know, and that's what we have come to expect. That's just normal now. I know it feels good because I know it's meant to feel amazing, but at the time it hasn't really sunk in because the games are still coming thick and fast. We are still in the same mindset of finishing as strong as possible and win all the games. Usually, I guess, when guys become champions, there's one, maybe 2 games to go, sometimes the last day of the season, and once it's done, it's holiday and it's a whole time to reflect on the season. For us, it's a bit of a strange one because we haven't really had the chance to really sit back and sort of take it in what we have done for this season. But I mean, it obviously feels amazing to know that we made it over the line. We've got that silverware for the club. We haven't really had time to stop and take it all in properly yet. And I think we can do that after the season. Now Liverpool just need to try and win all 6 games remaining and break all kind of records. I really want to see that happen. And I think Aston Villa at home is the perfect game to bounce back. And I expect a very hungry, attacking Liverpool against Aston Villa, where hopefully we will score goals, win the game, and get back on track. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.